Welcome back to the Blissful Badger. Today, I'm going to paint up the rest of my two Screamer Killer Carnifexes. I did the flesh tone last week, and this week I'm going to do the carapace, the claws, the little details, the teeth, the tongue, and just overall try to finish up these two models. So, watch along as I paint. Hopefully the music's good. I realized it was quite quiet for several weeks. I don't know if it's better now. Anyone who's watching, let me know. Hello! How's it going? Yep, I am going to be using deep yellow for the carapace. Let's see. How's it been? A little angle of my wet palette. Alright. And so begins the striping of the Carnifex. Yellow over black doesn't show up great, especially when you thin your paints. So I'm using this layer, which is somewhat thin, to go about halfway on each of the plates, and I'm doing stripes. Not too worried about how thick they are. These are going to be mostly shading on the model rather than the highlights that the following yellow stripes will be. I'm probably going to need to do 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 passes on each of these. So I won't really know until I get to that point. So how have you been? Working on anything recently? Grey Knights are cool. They have a play style that may or may not be fun, but yeah, World Eaters are also pretty cool. Grey Knights are also mostly old sculpt, so they haven't been resized up, whereas most of the World Eaters have. So, bigger models, more detail. I can understand that. Maybe with their codex, they'll come out with a new set of those troops. But for now, it's just the old school models. Well, the current Grey Knight focus is teleport all over the place, and doesn't fit for every style. Thanks. Yeah, Grey Knights right now are just all over the place instead of actually, playing an actual game. So, I can understand where World Eaters being point and charge being a more interesting game mechanic is right now. I actually have a game against a Grey Knight player next Saturday planned, so I look forward to playing against it. My Necrons actually got a game victory for once yesterday. It was a really good back and forth game, so yeah, see the first layer of yellow barely shows on this, so I'll definitely have to do at least 2 more coats. But Um, but yeah, Grey Knights had Psychic, and now they're just teleporting all over the place, and it's not really the same thing. So hopefully they'll have more options. I played an Imperial Guard army yesterday. We went all 5 rounds, which was a nice change. Perhaps one day I'll get a game in against you. Well, you know, give yourself a little bit of time. I definitely won't bring a meta list. I'm actually surprised my Necrons won. But, you know, any game, anytime. Whichever army, you know, I have several, so if you'd like to see the Screamer Killers on the table, that could work too. I don't have every army. I have about 14 40k armies. Here, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. This may or may not work, but... let's see. There we go. So these are all of my Warhammer 40,000 armies, and the number of models I have in those armies. This is my Age of Sigmar. So, yes. I have several armies. So, I'm working on that spreadsheet, and in a couple of weeks I'll have it available to share with people. Currently I don't have it locked to share only, so I don't need people going in and editing my list on me. But I will have that available in a few weeks. And the breakdown of all the different models in those armies. So it's going to take a few weeks, but, you know, it's fun. Okay, that's not the beginning of it. There we go. But I just find it's nice and to keep track of what I actually have. Yeah, I know the feeling of having a whole bunch of armies. But slow and steady, you get things done, and then you get to play them. And when you get bored, move on to another project, and go from there. So... But yeah, I originally thought about doing Raven Guard for Heresy, but decided on the Death Guard Loyalists instead. So... Yeah, $300. Yep. With the current prices, that's like 3 kits. Alright. Yeah, he posted that he got them like a few days ago. Honestly, though, you did just get some more Death Guard as well, so... Yeah. Give yourself a few years, you'll have as many models as I do. I mean, if you're not interested in the plastic you have, it makes sense to get new ones. If you don't enjoy building or painting something, why keep on it if you can work on something you do enjoy? My first army was Tyranids. I definitely haven't finished them. There's always more biomass. I mean, at some point you could have the maximum allowable playable in a game of every model. But then you have the Legends models and the extra weapon options and all that stuff, so I mean, you could still continue going beyond that. I mean, my Dimachron isn't even a legal model in the game anymore, and it doesn't even have points. It's in Legends, and it doesn't even have points. So, you get into that kind of level, you know. It's a cool model, too. I might paint it up before the end of the year. It was one of the Forge World models that they just stopped keeping track of. Some people say to run it as a Norn these days, but it's actually a little bit bigger than that. No, I also watch YouTubers paint while I'm painting. I don't always stream my own paint sessions, which mostly just because I don't always have a set schedule. But I do enjoy having people to talk to. I have 3 or 4 other painters that I watch And I want to start getting maybe 2 or 3 days a week where I'm streaming instead of just the one. But that requires me to actually have a schedule that I can set aside that time. So maybe soon. I do plan on doing my start to finish Scaventide box once that gets announced and released. I plan on building and painting all the way through every single day until I get it done. It's gonna take a lot of time to set aside, but hey Angel of Death, how's it going? Yeah, scheduling's a little bit rough. But I have successfully done 1 day a week for, what, a year and a half now? So I think I can maybe get up to 2 or 3. We'll see how I feel after doing the start to finish streams. 24/7's not gonna happen unless I get extra people to watch. You know, to be painting. It's not gonna just be me. I need my sleep. You know, I think it would be fun to do that kind of thing, but I don't think my body's capable of that these days. Fun for the viewers to watch me with a descent into madness beyond my normal layer. So that's just the yellow on one of them, and it took me 30 minutes. And I have to do, what, 2 more layers, probably, for it to actually pop? Yeah. Dude, there's plenty of gray over there. Most of it's not built. Most of the built stuff has at least 1 layer of primer on them. Alright. So while that one's drying, I can start this one. This is probably going to be a longer stream than normal, by the way. I did plan on having this done by the end, so this might be a 2 or 3 hour one. Who knows? You might not be here until the finish of it. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, these are, I prime black. I do a spray of khaki for highlighting. Then I dry brush khaki, dry brush ivory, and then do an all over pallid bone speed paint. That's how I do this. So I don't know exactly how it would be done with GW colors. Yeah, I really like it. It's definitely better than my old color scheme for flesh. And then I do a black over the carapace, and then I start feathering out the highlight color of whatever I'm doing. If you look at some of my other army photos, I have blue and purple. I have the blue-green on the psychophage. I think one of the other new ones. I have red on the gene stealers. So, but yeah, I like having the feathering a different color for each of the units, so they stand out on the table. Yeah, I really do like the Screamer Killers, and I just wanted them to look like bumblebees, I guess, for this. I think I'll do my 2 Screamer Killers with yellow, and I'll do my old One-Eye maybe in red. And then the other old Carnifexes I'll probably do in a 3rd color. I haven't, or maybe 3 or 4 different colors, I don't know. I have 6 of them that are not painted, so... Actually enough, I could probably do the whole rainbow, right? Just quick check of my messages. Well, I just got a new video idea given to me sometime in late June, so that's gonna be cool. No spoilers. Alright. That's the head. Yeah. So, Ethan, if you go into the finished projects, you can see some of the other colors on my Tyranids. Some of the previous paint jobs I've done. Thanks, I was testing out the colors I wanted to use for my Age of Sigmar Cruel Boys. They're gonna be cool boys. And so I tested them out on the Poxwalkers. That was fun too. I haven't actually gotten any of the painting done of those, but I do still have the sky blue and runic gray colors just sitting here ready to go. Been trying to prioritize finishing a few other projects before getting more of those done. I still have my Tzeentch and Skaven to get to 1,000 points before 4th edition officially starts. So, a couple more models to paint over there. And I still haven't even figured out my color scheme for my Stormcast, and I plan on painting those up not too long from now, so don't know what I'll actually do for that. Yeah, I'll definitely take some more pictures for there. Part of the making the list available is going through and cataloging every model I have so that I have a list of whether or not they're painted or not. And I'll be taking more pictures to toss in there. if I'm gonna be taking them out and moving them around, I might as well take more pictures of them. It's about time I get a few more army photos, too, of my progress. So... Oh, that's gonna look nice. Yeah, I look forward to the new clan rats. And, all the others. I do still need to get some Doom Wheels, though. I don't have any Doom Wheels in my army. Yeah, Doom Wheels. I don't currently own any, so I should probably fix that at some point soon. I don't know, maybe I'll ask around. I know that they're currently a little bit harder to find, the official ones, just because they did announce that they're going to be fine in 4th. So, oh, I am putting my hand on painted area. I don't know if I can take 13 of them, but that would be the right number. One of my plans is to have 200 clan rats finished by the end of the year. I think I own 100 right now. I want to get another. Well, I have plans to purchase 2 of the Scaventide box, so that should get me to about 180. So I should be able to find 20 more. And then I just have to paint them all up. So... So, you know. Be really fun to have that many rats on the board, right? I know, all at once. But yeah, I also don't currently have any of the large vermin lords or anything, so I am definitely more of a horde Skaven army right now. And there's nothing wrong with that, except for the time it takes to paint them all. Oh no, I already painted 40 of them. I don't even have 1,000 points of Skaven painted so far, but I do have over 100 models painted. I think. Wait, hold on. Maybe I don't. Double checking. I have 81 Skaven painted so far. There we go. And it's possible that 20 of them are not even legally playable in 4th. Because I did my conversions with Plague Sensor Bearers and Gutter Runners. So, you know, that's always fun. Just weird looking Plague Monks and Clan Rats, I guess, if not, but... I do not own any Storm Vermin right now, and they're not currently guaranteed to even be an option in 4th edition, so it'd be nice if they were. I really liked the sculpts before they said, oh, no, we're not going to have them anymore. So... once we know what 4th edition has in store for all of the Skaven, I'll make plans to add whatever happens to be available. Just like Tyranids, I kind of want to go crazy with my Skaven and have a nice large horde. I don't think it'll ever be as big as the Tyranids for models and size, but you never know. I think my Tyranids are actually the only army I have 12,000 points of. So, there's that. Alright. Yep. There are quite a few models that I don't actually own already in the Tyranids, so it might actually go higher than that eventually, but first I have to paint some. Okay. And now both of them have their first stripes. Yep. I've been enjoying watching your journey on your wood elves. Yeah, everyone, post your work in progress pictures in the Discord. Share with everyone. I know everyone loves seeing motivational pictures of what's going on. I am going to actually switch over to doing the tongue next. So just a little bit of royal purple real quick. Then I'll continue on with the yellow stripes. Will that show up? Yeah. Okay, now that the purple's done. That's kind of why I wanted to do it. It just fixes another color on them. Now, for the second layer of deep yellow. Refreshing the pile on my wet palette. This has been on there for a while, so time to start anew. All right. No, it makes sense. I know that there's a certain aspect of the hobby where old metal models are really cool and have a different feel to them as far as the hand sculpting and artist representations being able to show easier through. Because everything new and plastic. It's all like 3D sculpted, and it's so clean, and you can't see the little tool marks and stuff like that. And there are aspects of metal models that really make a difference. So I can understand it. I mean, even my apothecary from my Horus Heresy army has, you know, they're metal. I wanted something different and unique, not something that everyone playing Heresy would have. Yeah. I mean, it's not something you want to just go out and buy 12,000 points at once, but it's not unreasonable in a decade of collecting a similar army or something like that. Or if it is your primary army, having options. If I took all of my Space Marines and added them together, I probably have 12,000 points of Space Marines. They're not all the same force, but that's because I wanted to have a bunch of different colors. Now, I mean, it would make no sense to have 12,000 points of World Eaters since they don't have 12,000 points of fieldable, but, you know, some of the armies, like Tyranids and Space Marines, they have so many different kits. It's not that hard to imagine having that many different models. I mean, I've been collecting Tyranids for over a decade, and I have 3 Flying Hive Tyrants, and a Moloch, 2 Trigons, 3 Carnifexes, 2 Tervagons. I mean... you know, it adds up over time. I still don't have maximum Hormagaunts, which is kind of funny. I have a few extra Termagants that I plan on kit bashing eventually. Just doing a claw swap for the weapons. But, you know. All of my Pyrovores are, and Biovores are all the old sculpt, which is fun when they come out with new ones that are much, much bigger. Oh yeah, the Wargames Atlantic models are really cool. I have some of their, oh, what were they called? They're the dwarves. I have some of the dwarves from Wargames Atlantic. I built and painted 9 of them. So... yeah, something like that. I built them up with plasma guns and such. And throwing axes. Yeah. I'll post a picture in the Discord later tonight after I'm done with this. I mean, honestly, I can't say everyone else post photos and then not do it myself, right? Yeah, I'm gonna need to do a third pass on these. It's starting to look really good. You can see a second pass, but I want to do a nice solid pass of them so that it really stands out on the last one. These two passes I've been watering down a little bit, and the last one I won't be watering down. Have to be a little bit careful with it because, you know, not watering down paints is a little bit thick, but it'll add to the vibrancy without having to dilute it with white. But yeah, the difference between a single pass and a double pass already changes the look pretty good. So that third highlight does about the same amount of difference and just makes it stand out that much further. And then I can get the little panels right in here. I'm gonna do... I don't know if the malignant green will look good in that, or if I need to make it pop just a little bit more with the plasmatic bolt. And then I'll hit the teeth with a little bit of ivory, and all of the claws and hooves need a gloss layer of black to make them shiny. But that's all of the different layers on these, so... And this is a faster paint job than I used to have for my models, for my Tyranids. So... Even my termagants get this much variety of paint. Well, they don't get the second dry brush on the flesh, but other than that, everything I'm doing here I do on my termagants as well. Which might explain why I don't have so many of them painted. The Eldar are pretty cool. Is there a particular part of the Eldar that you like, or like do you prefer the Wraith constructs or the different craft worlds, or hello? Welcome to the second pass of yellow on my Carnifexes. Out of 3. Yeah, Eldar were overpowered. Um, they had a lot of things they could do well, and overall they just happened to have the right things that they could do. Like mortal wounds and re-rolling one of each dice when, you know, the strongest weapons are less dice rolls, more results. And they're also pretty quick, which speed is definitely a benefit to most armies. Hey, Sedan. Yeah. I have two really good lights, but they just don't work like they should. I don't know. I don't know if it's really the lighting or this camera, but well, I appreciate that. Also, about Eldar, you can always play a weaker force in a strong codex. It's not as easy to play a strong army in a weak codex. So, like, if you just wanted to play a bunch of jet bikes and hover vehicles, like, you know, they can be strong, but it doesn't mean they have to be strong. Like, I don't know how strong 3 units of maxed out jet, Wind Riders and 3 units of maxed out, uh, it's been a while. The Ranger bikes at the same time. Then, 3 units of Shining Spears maxed out. You could probably field close to a 2,000 point army just with jet bikes. Autarks and Farseers on jet bike, Well, I hear that the balance is better now. I remember in 2nd edition War Machine and Hordes, there were certain units that you could take that just could not do damage, no matter what you wanted to do to some of the bigger warjacks and stuff. So, I haven't actually looked into 4th edition rules though, so I'm hoping the balance is a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mostly collected instead of played. I got like 2 games in, and I had Legion Everblight and Circle Orboros as my 2 forces. And I still have some that I need to paint. Yeah, for a while it was the second option after 40k. Well, fantasy. But now it seems like it's mostly Mantic taking up the reins for second, or, well, I guess one-page rules, but I think it's good to have 2 or 3 fairly popular game systems out. It shouldn't just be one, and okay. Second coat of second one done. Well, I mean, Privateer Press was having an issue with manufacturing in third edition, I think? Late third? I know at one point they were trying to just do some 3D printed, and I think the 4th edition might actually be like that now, right? Again, I bought some old 3rd edition models, but hadn't really looked at the 4th edition armies. Okay. I don't know very much about the game, but I love hearing about what you guys are getting. I said I was gonna finish the model. I'm gonna finish the model. I probably have, I don't know, an hour. I mean, this is the third coat of yellow on the second Carnifex. So I plan on doing the rest of this and the 2 or 3 highlights on like the little ribs, and still need to do the gloss black on the claws and hooves. So, thanks. I really do like once it has that third level of yellow on it, the fading and just the natural way it blends in. Like I said, once I got to the third layer, it really does show up a lot more. I remember when we did the first one, you know, hour and a half ago, it barely showed up on the black. So the couple of layers definitely helps build on themselves and gets brighter. But I mean, it is yellow over black, so... You know, I still haven't figured out what my Tyranid bases are going to look like. I have a couple of ideas, but I haven't done that yet. And I almost have a 2,000 point force of Tyranids painted. So if I could ever base them, I'd have an army. I wanted something that looked like it was devoid of life, so I'm not really sure what colors I want to go with or styling. That's cool. Yeah, I'm still trying to get more interested in basing, because I like building and painting, I like kit bashing, but the bases aren't always that exciting for me, so I need to get it to a point where I do enjoy making them interesting. They can add so much character and elevate the model, both figurative and literally. Um, and yet I still haven't really given myself the time to explore and make really cool basing. So I have several armies that still need basing done. So I had a lot of fun with my Zinch bases, though. I think I might experiment with a few things in the next couple of weeks for basing. Since I have to do my Tyranids, my Loyalist Death Guard, I need to figure out what I'm going to do for my Cool Boys. Let's see. My Eldar still don't have bases. My Dark Eldar don't have bases. Not that I've started really building them except for the Mandrakes. My Stormcast Eternals don't have bases or a paint scheme yet. So I should just explore basing for a little while. Try to decide what I want to do for them. Alright. Yellow is done. Okay, let's see. Now, let's see what the malignant green looks like in these. If I don't like it, I'll go to the plasmatic bolt. But figured I'd go with a lighter color first. Yeah, I really do like the tuftiness. So... Does that even show up? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's enough of a pop. Okay. So yeah, that barely shows up. So, what does plasmatic bolt look like? Oh yeah. So, that, or that. Like, definitely the plasmatic bolt, right? Kind of like this one. Has a lot more contrast to it. I think red might be too much of a contrast to this. I mean, the bone-colored flesh and the yellow. I think red's almost opposing at that point. But there is little enough of it that it could have probably been fine. Okay. There's just a little bit of a variety there now. I've not entered any painting competitions. I usually put about 1 to 3 hours into a model and then go, yep, that's done. Plenty good enough for tabletop. Okay. Ivory for the teeth. But definitely, once you've painted something, definitely share it. I am curious. Okay. Figured I'd put a little bit of ivory in his eyes. So that whatever color I do decide to paint them, it'll show up instead of being black. Alright. Now for the not so good brush for the gloss black. Yep. Yeah. Hooves and claws and talons with this. And then, last final steps don't take very much beyond that. Ooh, the next mini on the painting table? I might finish off a few more Necrons. I don't know if that'll be on a live stream, but I do still have a ton of Necrons that are being painted, and might do some more of those. Or I could paint up a few more Skaven. I have maybe 30 to go. About 30 to go to hit the 1,000 points that I want to have done. That might be a good idea. I have a few more Disciples of Tzeentch to paint to hit 1,000 points. That could also be one of the priorities. I think that's the short list. It could be anything else. I mean, I like keeping a half dozen projects going at once for some reason. So I don't always know what I'm going to do next. But I think the short list is definitely the highest likelihood of things. Maybe, maybe some Stormcast? maybe I can brainstorm a color idea. Since I don't know what I'm gonna do, and that is part of the Vermintide box, so I do, or Scaventide box, sorry. So I do plan on painting those up as soon as it releases. Well, you know, build and paint. But without having a, you know, not sure. Bronze and magenta. Ooh. Bronze and magenta? Okay, I have to try that now. Or at least I need to look at a picture of it. Ooh. Yep, see, you're coming up with some really cool ideas. I'm gonna have to see which one I like best. Hmm. So that's the gloss claws. So now, some blood red. Blood red in the eyes. And then Taking that brush again. Watering the red paint down just a little bit. I don't know how much it'll show. Just a little bit on top of the gloss. Now, I'm going to see if I can get it a lot brighter. And see if that'll make it better. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great time at lunch. Gonna hit autofocus and see if that helps any. Oof. Nope. Autofocus does not help. Come on. There we go. All the lighting I can get. But yeah. I'll definitely make sure to post some pictures in the finished Discord. But yeah. 2 nights of streaming and 2 Screamer Killers done. I'd say that's pretty good results, right? I like the little plasmatic bolt. I think that adds just a little bit to it. I don't know if the red's really showing up on the gloss. It's just wet at the moment. I haven't decided on basing yet, but I think that's going to be one of my next couple of videos, is I'll be looking at basing materials and potentiality for my Tyranids and Death Guard and Eldar and such. So, but yeah. With that, and the fact that the music just ended again, I think I am going to call it. So, I hope you enjoyed. I sure did. Got 2 more models done, which is always amazing. So, until the next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.